بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما وارزقنا رحمة رب يسر ولا تؤسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين يا فتاح يا فتاح يا عليم يا عليم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. باب المحرمات. الفصل الأول. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يعجم بين المرأة وعمتها ولا بين المرأة وخالتها. متفق عليه. أبو هريرة رضي الله عنه narrated that Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم said you cannot join between a woman and her paternal aunt and a woman and a maternal aunt. متفق عليه.
So here the aunts cover both sides, the father's sister and the mother's sister. Probably because somebody asked Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam specifically about this. That's why Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned just these two at this time, not the nieces or anybody else. So that's why it's probably Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam specifically mentioned the paternal aunt and the maternal aunt.
عن عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يحرم من الرضاعة ما يحرم من الولادة. رواه البخاري. So Aisha رضي الله عنها narrated Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم said that which is haram from الرضاعة, what is haram from رضاعة is that which is haram from birth.
So what is haram from birth also applies to haram from rada'ah. The reason for this is because of the suckling and the milk, right? So there are, however, some cases of exception to this rule. Some differences arise. Imam Nawawi rahmatullahi alayhi, he said that marriage is forbidden by reason of rada'ah, of the reason of the breastfeeding and looking at one another. And with regards to traveling, you can be in their company, and being alone become permitted by the same reason. However, all commands are not available from when you have a sibling from rada'ah. Why? Relatives do not inherit from each other. Doesn't mean that is your brother from rada'ah, you're gonna inherit from them. And the responsibility of mutual maintenance doesn't apply. So everything else applies with regards to marriage. Like you can see the person, you can't marry the person, but there's certain things that does not apply. It's not like your same brother with regards to when you pass away. They won't inherit from you and you won't inherit from them, because that is only inheritance only goes by blood and not by rada'at.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عنها قالت جاء عمي من الرضاعة فاستأذن علي فأبيت أن آذن له حتى أسأله رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. فجاء رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فسألته فقال إنه عمك فأذني له. قالت فقلت يا رسول الله إنما أرضعتني المرأة ولم يرضعني الرجل. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إنه عمك فليلج عليك وذلك بعدما ضرب علينا الحجاب. متفق عليه. So Aisha radiallahu anha narrated my uncle from Rida'a. He came and he asked permission to come in. So I refused until I asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam permission. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came in and I asked him. So he said, indeed he's your uncle, so allow him to grant him permission. So I said, O Messenger of Allah, indeed a woman breastfed me, and the man did not breastfeed me. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, indeed he's your uncle, فَلْيَلِجْ عَلَيْكِ. So allow him to enter.
Allow him.
وذلك بعدما ضرب علينا الحجاب, and that was after the hijab became fard upon us.
That was after the laws of hijab became fard, right? So here the rada'at, the uncle of Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha was Aflah. The woman who had suckled her was the wife of Abu al-Qais. Abu al-Qais and Aflah were brothers, right? So Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha wondered how would rada'at could be traced to the brother of the husband of the lady who had suckled her. So she was told that the relationship through rada'at passed on to the male relatives too of both women and her husband, right? So this prohibition of rada'at applies to all these relatives on both sides, the woman and her husband side. So just like how it would be your uncle, your mother's, what you'd say, your father's brother, same. That is your father's brother from rada'at. Aflah was the uncle from rada'at. So same like how you'd have a paternal uncle, Aflah was the paternal uncle from rada'at. Chalo.
وعن علي رضي الله عنه أنه قال يا رسول الله هل لك في بنت عمك حمزة فإنها أجمل فتاة في قريش فقال له أما علمت أن حمزة أخي من الرضاعة وإن الله حرم من الرضاعة ما حرم من النسب رواه مسلم. وعن علي narrated by Ali رضي الله عنه قال لي يا رسول الله أو رسول الله هل لك في بنت عمك حمزة. Is that your daughter by uncle?
No, no. Hallaki, is it not for you in the daughter of your uncle Hamza? Meaning, are you not interested in her? Yeah.
فإنها أجمل فتاة في قريش. So she is beautiful.
Yes, the most beautiful girl of the Quraysh.
فقال له في سيتهم أما علمت أن حمزة أخي من الرضاعة. You know that Hamza is my brother from breastfeed. وإن الله حرم من الرضاعة ما حرم من النسب. And really Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is prohibited from that of breast.
Yes, Allah Ta'ala is forbidden from rada'at, that which he has forbidden from nasab also. So Sayyidina Hamza radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was the uncle of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, just like how Abu Lahab was the uncle of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But Sayyidina Hamza radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was also the foster brother of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Abu Lahab had a female slave by the name of Tawbiyah. She had suckled Hazrat Hamza radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and 4 years later, she had suckled Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That's why she is the one who conveyed the news of the birth of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam to Abu Lahab, who was delighted at the birth of his nephew, and at that moment he set her free. Right? Abu Lahab, when he got the news of the birth of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he had a female slave that suckled Hazrat Hamza, his brother, and suckled his nephew. At the same time, he is reported he let his female slave free. It is reported because of this expression of delight, the punishment is softened on Abu Lahab every Monday. Because on Monday, when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born, the moment he was born, he got so happy, he set the girl free. So just because of this happiness that he had at the birth of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, every Monday in his grave, his punishment is lightened, it is lessened. Right? 4 women had suckled Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number one, obviously, his respected and honorable mother, Sayyidah Amina, and then Sayyidah Halima radiallahu ta'ala anha, Tawbiyah, and Ummi Ayman. And they say the fifth one could be the female slave of his father, the female slave of Abdullah. Chalo.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن أم الفضل رضي الله عنها قالت إن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لا تحرم الرضعة أو الرضعتان. وفي رواية عائشة رضي الله عنها قال لا تحرم المسة والمستان. وفي أخرى لأم الفضل قال لا تحرم الإملاجة أو الإملاجتان. هذه رواية للمسلم. So al-Fadl radiallahu anha narrated Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that one suckling or two does not make haram. In another riwayat of Aisha radiallahu anha, he said one suckling or two sucklings does not make haram. In another riwayat of al-Fadl, he says that one mouthful or two mouthfuls does not make haram.
So according to this hadith, according to this hadith, the prohibition of radha only comes into effect after two sucklings, from the third suckling onwards. According to the Hanafis, and most of the ulama hold that this prohibition occurs on the suckling of milk, even if it is just once, whether little or more, provided the child swallows the milk and it goes into the stomach, and it is taken during, the condition is it must be taken during the age and the period of suckling. The period of suckling is 2 years according to Imam Muhammad and Imam Abu Yusuf. Imam Abu Hanifa said 2.5 years, but fatwa on the Hanafi madhab is given on 2 years. So whether it's like 2 years Islamically, not two solar years, 2 lunar years. So it just make that like a 20-day difference. So whether it's taken in that time, and they Imam Abu Hanifa and the Hanafi scholars, they use ayat وَأُمَّهَاتُكُمُ اللَّاتِي أَرْضَعْنَكُمْ, and your mothers who have suckled you. It doesn't say whether they suckled once or twice. It says that whether it was just suckled, right? So that's what the ayat that Imam Abu Hanifa used. And they says that uh, this hadith that Imam Shafi used, it is, the prohibition is by reason of to establish more of a lineage, right? Imam Shafi cites the next hadith to say the prohibition by fosterage was established with 5 sucklings. The next hadith says 5 sucklings, but inshallah we'll do that tomorrow, inshallah. And before that, it first said 10 sucklings.